In the quiet town of Omaha, Nebraska, in the early 1930s, there lived a boy who saw the world differently. While other children played with marbles or ran in the fields, little Warren Buffett found joy in something far less common: numbers. At 6 years old, he bought a pack of chewing gum for a few cents and sold it door to door for a profit. At age 11, while most boys were trading baseball cards, Warren bought his first stock: 3 shares of City's Service for $38 apiece. The stock soon dropped to 27 cents. Warren panicked, but he held on. It finally rose to $40, and he sold, all for a tiny profit. But days later, it soared to 200. That one lesson stuck with him for life. Patience pays. By the time Warren was 15, he had saved over $2,000, a fortune in the 1940s, delivering newspapers, reselling soda bottles, and operating pinball machines. He filed his first tax return at 14 and even claimed a $35 deduction for his bicycle. Warren wasn't just smart. He was obsessed. He read every book on investing at his local library, some multiple times. He studied annual reports for fun and memorized statistics like a sports fan knew players' stats. After college, Warren studied under the legendary investor Benjamin Graham at Columbia University. Graham preached value investing, buying solid companies when they're undervalued and holding them for the long term. Buffett took that philosophy and made it his own. But even after studying under Graham, Buffett faced rejection. When he offered to work for Graham for free, Graham said no. Partly because Warren wasn't Jewish, and Graham's firm had never hired someone outside that circle. Disappointed but undeterred, Warren returned to Omaha and began his own investment partnerships. He didn't start with millions. He started with just a few $1,000s from friends and family, and complete trust in his method. He read voraciously, studied businesses, and picked stocks with the precision of a surgeon. He didn't follow the crowd. He didn't care for flashy trends or speculation. He stuck to his principles: invest in good businesses with strong management at reasonable prices, and hold them, sometimes forever. While Wall Street chased quick profits, Warren played the long game. And it worked. He discovered a struggling textile company called Berkshire Hathaway and bought it. Most people would have written it off as a failure. Instead, Warren turned it into a holding company for his investments. He began acquiring businesses like See's Candies, Geico, and Coca-Cola. He didn't just buy stocks. He bought entire businesses, and he let them run with minimal interference, trusting great leaders to do their job. As Buffett's fortune grew, so did his reputation. He became known as the Oracle of Omaha, a man whose investment advice was sought after around the world. Yet he remained remarkably grounded. He still lives in the same house he bought in 1958. He eats McDonald's breakfasts and drinks Coca-Cola daily. He doesn't own a smartphone and spends most of his day reading. Despite being one of the richest people in history, Warren believes money is just a tool, not the goal. In 2006, he made a historic decision. He pledged to give away 99% of his wealth. He joined forces with Bill and Melinda Gates to form the Giving Pledge, encouraging other billionaires to do the same. Warren once said, "If you're in the luckiest 1% of humanity, you owe it to the rest of humanity to think about the other 99%. Over the decades, he has stayed true to his values. Think long-term. Be honest. Stay humble. Never stop learning. He avoids debt, warns against greed, and advocates for financial literacy and discipline. He believes you don't need to be a genius to build wealth, just patient, consistent, and rational. Warren's success didn't come from shortcuts. It came from decades of compound interest, trust in time, and a love for learning. His life is proof that you don't have to be flashy to be great. You don't need to be loud to lead. And you don't need luck to build wealth. You need patience, integrity, and belief in the power of slow, steady progress. Moral of the story: true wealth is built slowly, patiently, and with purpose. Warren Buffett's story reminds us that greatness isn't always loud or fast. Sometimes it's quiet, consistent, and rooted in timeless values. In a world chasing instant success, he teaches us to be patient when others panic, stay disciplined when others chase trends, keep learning even when you think you know enough, and most of all, the best investment you can make is in yourself. Warren Buffett. No matter your background, age, or resources, you can start where you are with what you have and build something extraordinary over time.